Nope. They heard you. They heard you and Brick has killed before, and they are already worried that your snooping might compromise their what? Lives, career, or something else altogether? The point is, Brick has killed at least one person, and you put money on more, and now he has incentive to want you dead too. We're about to die. So you run down the stairs, ducking quickly through the lobby. You know you can't get away without going through the front door, because that's the first place they'll assume you're heading, so you... Supply closet, a ways past the conference room. You never noticed it before. You only notice it now because you clipped the doorknob with your elbow on the way past. Good enough. It'll buy you a minute to strategize, or at least to get a message to the guys. So you duck inside, closing the door, ignoring the muffled sound of surprise from Jules. You didn't even bother to stop, but either she covers for your ass, or the time she takes to explain where you are to them buys you just a little longer to get your bearings. It's pitch black in here. You feel around for the boxes, trying to determine if you can get some cover in case the door opens, when you realize there's a loose panel on the linoleum floor. Maybe there's a stash or something behind it. F. You pry it out and realize in shock that there isn't anything beneath it. As in, there's literally nothing beneath it. There's a small ladder that descends into what can only be a basement that is so incredibly not up to code. Oh, we found a secret! Doesn't matter. Brick was wrong. It's you, not Jules, who is for sure the luckiest person imaginable. The ladder descends about a story before coming to what feels like an unlocked maintenance door. It's hard to tell in the dark, but you make do. Blessedly, there's a light switch. You scramble inside, throwing the door behind you a little too loudly, but if you're really lucky, maybe there's a sewer access somewhere down here. When you hit the lights, you freeze. Faint footsteps echo above, but not Brick's heavy footfalls, so maybe you're okay for the moment. Looking at the wall, so you need a new game plan. You're right. All you can think of is that you were right. They're in the mob at absolute best. The entire room is stocked to the goddamn brim with different kinds of firearms. Shotguns, pistols, even something you recognize from legally distinct first-person shooter 6 as some kind of SMG. This can't be legal, you think? Like, this here is for sure proof that this entire operation is a mafia sort of deal, at bare minimum. You snap a quick pic on your phone. The guys will never believe you otherwise. The text doesn't go through down here. There should be reception, but maybe it's because you're in a basement. It matters less now, though. The tables have turned. Again, luckiest bitch in the hotel tonight. What you really have to wonder is just, what is the effing point of all this then? Are they planning an effing heist? Wait, hang on. You can't verify this with the internet. Because again, weirdly, no coverage, but the name Kira used with Brick? Ned Grundy? Isn't that like one of the most infamous serial killers in this country? True crime isn't your shit, but like, you're pretty sure that's the bastard. F, man. Did the mob get him out of jail or something? You thought he died. You take a deep breath. Maybe it's just because you're panicking, but there's a singular, horrible thought nagging at the back of your head. What if Brick wasn't lying? What if he isn't lying and Ned Grundy died and they are in fact speaking about the real Ned Grundy, and that would require him to not be dead, or to be undead. This is so stupid, but either way it doesn't effing matter. Someone named Tally running around calling themselves Ned Grundy, the real bastard to know, is for sure a serial killer fan at minimum, if not a serial killer himself. Which means unfortunately that you have to be right about one other thing. Brick had to have killed Yancey. We know that actually didn't happen. Brick destroyed Yancey's cell phone charger, which made, and Yancey got drunk and wandered off somewhere. But Yancey's actually fine. We snuck in here we stuck our nose into vampire business and we're about to die. That's what's happened. The man walked off a bullet like it was nothing. He's killed before. There's an entire room of firearms in the basement of this shady-ass place, and he calls himself Brick. Weird shit, huh? You turn sharply and she is staring idly at the wall of guns. Juliette Carter herself, occasionally party-goer and apparently some kind of dark secretary for whatever Lasombra mafia family Brick belongs to. Or the one sent to keep an eye on him. She followed you down here instead of narking you out. That has to count for something. By the way, she's not on the same level Brick is. She's a kid. So, she's so definitely alive. You've seen her eat food at parties, and Brick never has. She's a thin blood. I called it. She could be like you tell yourself. She could be some kid and way too deep over her head. Thin bloods can sometimes eat food and stay in the sun, depending on their whatever they have. Yeah, it's weird. Besides, who even needs this many guns? I think he collects them. Brick? But Jules just laughs. You ever look at the guy? You think he needs to collect guns? I don't know if the man's even used a gun in his life. I would bet on it. Like, yeah, I mean, probably, but like, you saw Tally, yeah? Nah, Yancey talked about him, though. Said that, and I quote, "Damn, if there's ever been a guy scarier than Brick, it'd be that bastard." It doesn't make her laugh as much as you'd like. You know, Tally sort of gave me a come-to-God talk once. You did know this. He threatened you? Kind of, actually. Jules' voice is thoughtful as she runs her fingers along the edge of one of the small pistols hanging on the wall. Eventually she picks it up, fiddling with the safety. Oh no, Jules is gonna kill us. He taught me how to use one of these, actually. Said it'd be an important skill. You have never felt more vindicated in your entire life. For what, killing people? Jules shakes her head. Protecting people. That's some kind of BS if you ever heard it. You need a gun for that? Jules winces. Sometimes. That's not what he had to say during the talk, though. Yeah? Why do you get the talk? You pull some shit? F over the rest of the mafia or something? Jules laughs. Did Brick? In a sense. He watches as she weighs the gun in her hand, thinking hard for a moment before looking at you. Jules stares you dead in the eye, cold and almost scared. You've never seen her like this before, and it's wigging you out a little. Actually, he told me that if any of us ever slipped up, I was dying first. Jesus. Slipped up on what? Mafia family business? Their job? The murder that all these guns have to be for? And it wouldn't stop there. I was dying first, but everyone I knew back in Chicago would be dying second. That we, would take as much fall for the others as he could squeeze out of us. Whew. Okay. So, she's a thin blood. She got Kira into trouble somehow. She didn't want Kira to die, so she got Brick to turn Kira into a vampire. So that's how I think this is what's happened. And then they all got a stern talking to that if any of them slip up, that this information is getting to the prince, and then they're all going to die. And because Jules is a thin blood, they are treated as less than by other vampires, usually. So, okay. Finally, someone willing to give you information. She's also about to kill you, though, unfortunately. Is that why you're here? Did you guys go rogue? I don't actually know why they're here, it's just why I am. Why are you here, then? For them. Jules says it as if it's the simplest thing in the world. Is that why Brick killed Yancey? Probably not. Can't tell you for sure, though. Brick didn't actually kill Yancey, though. Brick's business is his business. There's a loud bang. Can't imagine it was heard elsewhere in the building. The walls are too well insulated for sound to travel very far. Besides, there's at least a floor underground. And maybe it was louder than you thought, or quieter, but it's hard to hear beyond the ringing in your ears and the pain in your head. But it's why I'm killing you. You mumble something that might be a question, might be a cuss word, but not even you can tell the difference. Hey, I wish it was different, but I can't let you F this up for him. Or for her. You'd have killed for your friends, right? It's the same thing. Would you have killed for your friend? It's hard to tell. Some of them, maybe, but sure as anything else, as is becoming abundantly clear, you and Jules have something even more critical in common. You'd both die for them. Yep. Interesting. Very interesting. So Jules kills us in that scenario. Interesting. Okay. Cool. Okay, so the only, I think I've gotten everyone, I think. I might have missed Josh. What's Josh? Joshua David, Liam Thomas Jackman. No, I remember that how gross that was, so, no. I haven't been this guy. Christopher Shredder Thornton Kirkland. Notorious for being able to sleep anywhere, and once got his hand stuck in a vending machine while stoned and woke up in the same position the next morning. Okay. Nicknamed Shredder for the sick riffs he plays on his electric guitar. Okay. Play Shredder? Yeah, let's play some sick riffs. Alright. No tutorial. I just need to figure out who we're gonna focus on next. I figure either Akira or Jules, and then we'll have Luca last. Because I kept forgetting that Luca exists. I don't think I've spoken to Luca once this entire game, so it'll be interesting seeing what Luca is about. But yeah, so I just gotta do what I clicked. Ignore that happened. That didn't happen. So I just gotta talk to everyone, get through the intro, and then we'll see what happens. Oh, that's Luca. I'm not doing his story now. I actually wanted to do Akira or Jules, but I can't find them anywhere, so I guess we're doing this first. There's one guy you haven't seen before. He's standing in the lobby, though. You didn't see him come in. Hey, you're Luca, right? Yes. Did you hear what happened with Yancey? I did. They told me. Do you know anything about him? I've only met him once. So, no, I don't. Ah, so he's not particularly the chatty type of guy. Makes it both easier and harder to get what you want. You're from Colma, right? That isn't a joke, right? I'm on the lookout for the Ligma and Sugan jokes now, so... No, but I live there. Oh, well that was what I meant. Why? It's just, you have a flower store, right? I don't own it, I just live there. You live in a flower store? Lots of stores have apartments, it's not that weird. I mean, yeah, but Colma is a pretty creepy place to live. Isn't it just all graveyards? It's quiet. I like it. Okay, geez. Actually, I did want to ask you some questions about your music taste. You brought the guitar to that one party, right? Lots of people bring guitars to parties. I just want to know, like, is that your usual MO, or do you jam out to other stuff? Are you asking what kind of music I like? Yes. Well, why? I'm just curious. Why does it matter? It doesn't. What type of music do you think I like then? I don't know. Goth? I guess. I like metal. Folk music too, I guess, but heavy metal as well. He lists off some band names. It's not that you haven't heard of them, which is what you were expecting. The dude dresses like the intersection of a goth, a hipster, and a fashion blogger wannabe. It's that you have. All of them haven't been big since like the 90s at least, maybe early 2000s, if you're pushing it. That's a little old-fashioned, isn't it? Like I said, classic heavy metal. Okay, but it's not classic, though. Classic would be like 60s and 70s. That one effing band named after the color and whatever, his music taste is suspicious as the rest of him. I don't know how that's sus! So, like, you're a flower shop guy. Yeah? What else do you do? Should I be doing something else? I mean, like, part-time at a flower... Oh, I mean, like, part-time at a flower store can't pay the bills, can it? My family has money. It says it's completely effing deadpan. You're pretty sure he's trying to make a joke, but frankly, it's really hard to tell if that's actually the intent or not. It's my grandparents' store. My family and I help out. Oh, so it's totally a front. God, they use the flower store to launder money or something, or... Wait, F. What if they use... God, dark compost. Oh, God! But did he, like, always work there? No. Luca turns and begins walking away. I thought we were talking. We were. You were. I was being polite. It's not really polite to leave in the middle of a conversation. I'm just trying to get to know my homie's new friends, dude. Brett's my man. If he likes you, I want to get to know you. Luca slows to a stop. He turns carefully back around and faces with a skeptical expression, though you have a nagging feeling that maybe it's more to do with Brett than with you. I also think maybe you did nail it. The guy has a very awkward set of social skills. He's definitely in part just like this. What do you want to know? What do you do for, like, fun, I guess? You must have hobbies besides gardening and guitar. Studying. Right, yeah, and besides being a nerd. Interesting. He's not in school, you know that, and you figure he's, like, late 20s, but you'd know for sure if he was post-grad. Weirdly, you've never actually seen a single book the guy owns. As in, you've seen Brick reading more than he does. And that's Brick. I like history and science, maybe. Maybe? It's the best way to explain it. Oh, he's totally not going to elaborate. Like you do fun experience in your free time with the little baking soda volcanoes and stuff? Luca looks confused. I almost said concerned. He looks both concerned and confused. No? Geology isn't my area. Rocks are... Zane knows those rocks better. Weird. Why would Zane know rocks better? I actually don't know. You file that away under questions you'll probably never get the answer to. So what's your area? I already told you. Botany, agriculture, conservation maybe. Like recycling? Compost and all that? You could call it sustainable farming. Lucas says it with the corner of his lip twitching like it's the funniest thing ever, but he's not going to explain the joke. He's talking about drinking people's blood. I'm sure of it. Also, he's one of those people who thinks he's better than his friends because he knows what the little words mean on the packages of almond milk. He for sure probably has one of those compost bins. Maybe. And maybe they're filled with people. Who knows? He could also just be making a joke about using your friend's body as fertilizer. This conversation has been extremely weird. You feel like maybe it's time for it to end. I'm gonna go. Okay. He does not try to stop you. Luca watches you closely as you leave, not with malice or hatred or even mocking amusement. And it nerves you even more to realize that you cannot put a finger on what his expression is whatsoever. Another hour has gone by. Alright, let's find Kira and Jules, or one or the other, or both. Jules, are you there? Oh, you think she's in there now, and given that it's quiet, you're pretty sure Kira isn't there, which is key. Want to talk to Jules? Yeah. You knock. 1 second. There's a shuffling noise, and eventually Jules unlocks the door. She lets you in and sits back down the chair by her desk. What's up? Also, still haven't seen Yancy. Sorry. Actually, I just wanted to talk to you about some stuff. Like what? See, you've learned from all your frat work that it's far better to be personable before cutting to the chase. You figure you can get her talking, and then she might slip up, or you can build a rapport, dude, before going in for the kill shot. I know it's been like a year, yeah? You Justin alright? I know SF is pretty different from Chicago. It's been... Jules pauses thoughtfully, choosing the next words carefully. Pretty different, I'll admit, but that's not always a bad thing. What inspired the change of scenery? Jules is clearly used to this line of questioning. Work. What do you do? I write freelance articles for a couple publications. Most of my contacts want to be out on this coast. Plus, you already know Kira and I go back. So when she moved, it just worked out really well. Contacts? It could be a journalism thing, but there are so many options there. Does she, know people? Still, how the F do you ask about that without making it weird? Journalism, huh? Yeah, but you know this, right? I mean, you were at the grad party Brett insisted on throwing, and he got, effing press-themed decorations. Right. To be fair, you were a bit effed up at the time. Is that what you want to do? Be like a news anchor or something? I don't think I ever really wanted that. Maybe once upon a time I had, the notion of being some big-name correspondent or something. These days, it's mostly just, small-scale criminal journalism. Holy F, well, there's a connection. But even now, I don't think I ever really want to be a recognizable name. Okay, wait, take it back for a hot second. Criminal journalism? Yeah. Like The Screaming Sheep, the whole 9 yards? That movie effing sucks, dude. No. Also, not like that. Biased press shit and all that. That was what I wanted to do. I like the idea of being an on-the-ground reporter who got to grill cops about discrepancies in paperwork. Sort of had less of an appeal now. It changed. A lot. I had a rough year, reevaluated some of my priorities, too busy treading water to really focus on building a career, and then I just started wondering, what does it matter in the long run? Anyway, the real answer is that I actually find freelancing pays better. Weirdly enough, and this way I can write under a pen name. Criminal journalism is cool though, right? Or does that necessitate pissing off too many of the wrong people? Jules narrows her eyes, but her voice isn't accusatory. It's almost resigned. In my case, yes, I think it would. Still pretty cool though. So you could help me with finding Yancy, right? No. It's definitely an empathetic interruption, but she seems a bit more out of it than angry. He'll either turn up or he won't. That's That's not very in the spirit of criminal investigation. There could be a real mystery afoot. We could get matching costumes. He'll either turn up fine, in which case he'll have wasted everybody's time and worried you for no reason at all. He'll turn up not fine, in which case he'll have worried you for no reason when he could have been making better decisions about what to do in his spare time and who to trust, who he could do it with. Or he won't turn up. Okay, yeah, but like, you see, there's a problem with that. Well, a couple of those, but mostly the third one, yeah? And if you stick your nose into his business, what's going to happen to you? That sounded eerily like a threat. If it helps make you take it seriously, sure, take it as a threat. It's not admissible in court, but maybe it'll get you to pull your head out of your ass. Okay, so you definitely touched a serious nerve there, because she's clearly working through something and taking it out on you. She's close with Kira. You know that now. Did she go digging into Kira's mob shit? Is that why she's stuck here in San Francisco, graduating remotely, working off the books? Oh my god, does the mob have her pushing their narratives in the tiny newspapers? You need to know more. Maybe we can press her about Kira later, or try and catch the two of them talking, just to properly suss out the vibes, you know? I will consider it. Jules gives you an incredulous look. You'll consider you're pulling your head out of your ass? Only if you consider pulling the stick out of yours. Ouch. Fair play about Jules. Touché. Alright, get out of here. Go do whatever. I don't care. You don't care if I stop looking or not? I don't even really know you. Do what you want. I'm the last person who's going to stop you from making bad decisions. And the second to last person who'll stop you from making them is you. So out you go. Time to make some worse ones.